is Britain, especially when it comes to the vexed issue of religion. Scientology, that New Age religion of L. Ron Hubbard, has thousands of committed adherents. But if you believe that it's a cult, are you allowed to stand outside their buildings with a placard saying so? Are you allowed to stand outside any place of religion calling it a cult? A group of anti-Scientology protesters have felt the firm hand of the law recently. Greece Juneja reports.
Scientology offers a way to free humans from alien spirits, which it says possess us all. To its supporters, it's a religion, which helps people deal with problems. But try telling that to this lot. This demonstration a month ago wasn't out of the ordinary, but the police response was. This 15-year-old had this sign which claimed Scientology is not a religion, it's a dangerous cult. It didn't go down very well with the police. The demonstrator is called Epic Nose Guy. He was issued a court summons under Section 5 of the Public Order Act. His crime? He described Scientology as a cult. Except it's not a crime. The case was dismissed. Hugely embarrassing, you might think, not least because only 18 months ago the City of London police had received thousands of pounds worth of gifts from the Church of Scientology. Nevertheless, using the threat of the Public Order Act against anti-Scientology demonstrators has been repeated at least 3 times in just a couple of weeks. The Crown Prosecution Service dismissed the case of Epic Nose Guy on May the 23rd. Just a day later, Strathclyde police banned anti-Scientology placards which used the word cult. Later that week, in Birmingham, these demonstrators were fined for illegal leafleting. £300 was due to the council yesterday. They didn't pay and are now appealing. A couple of hours after receiving the fine, they were approached by a constable from West Midlands Police. He warned them off using the word cult. Their placard remains under wraps. Just 3 days after that, we attended a demonstration in Sussex, and whilst recording a piece to camera, discovered the police were a little edgy.
The difficulty of policing an event like this is that no one really knows how many demonstrators will turn up. Could be between 6 or 600.
And it's you we've come to talk about, sir. Basically, I've come to talk about you and the ID card you showed me, so if you'd like to show me that again.
By all means.
Thank you very much. Press ID for ITN.
There are 8 police officers around.
So ITN say they don't know anything about you. Is this definitely you?
Yes, it is definitely me.
I think you work for ITN?
I think they probably do know quite a bit about me. I've
Do
been employed with them for a number of years.
Right.
This incident seemed odd, as I had introduced myself as soon as I had arrived. It seems a little heavy-handed.
We're just round the corner anyway, so...
After checking that my colleague and I were who we said we were allowed to continue with our work, which was filming this demonstration. The C word was everywhere. And as for this young man, well, he wasn't about to get an apology from the police like I had had. In fact, the opposite. In case you're wondering, they wear masks because they claim Scientology retaliates against its critics, something the organisation denies. But it's not his mask that's the problem.
Little way arrest you. You'll get arrested under Section 5.
Okay, what is it about this kind of ridiculous that you clarify?
Okay, brainwashing and evil. Okay?
Brainwashing and evil.
Okay, associating the two, it doesn't matter. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. Section 5, you will get arrested unless you put that placard away.
Section 5 again?
Now.
Hang on. Isn't this exactly what happened in the City of London with Epic Nose Guy? But this teenager knows all about how the Crown Prosecution Service dismissed that case. Surely he won't put his sign away.
So he threatened to arrest me if I didn't take the sign down immediately.
On the grounds that...
On the grounds of the word brainwashing and evil. Obviously we can use the word cult now, as has been proved by the Crown Prosecution Service dismissing the case. So they're not happy with the terms brainwashing or evil, essentially.
So what was your response to the police officer?
Well, I told him that I didn't think I should take it down, but he threatened me to instantly arrest me, so I guess it's done a greater good for me to just put it down and just continue as normal without the sign.
Have you decided then to put the sign away?
Yeah, I'm going to put it away.
Even though, in your opinion, you're not breaking the law?
No, I mean, if they would be like that.
It seems being threatened with Section 5 works. Section 5 is part of the Public Order Act. It says a person is guilty of an offence if he displays a sign that's threatening, abusive or insulting near a person likely to be caused harassment, alarm or distress. Police in Edinburgh recently gave the use of the term cult the all clear. An expert on law and religion agreed that words on placards should normally come under the Act.
They would have to actually intimate a threat of violence, because otherwise there is no threat to public order. The Public Order Act is there not to protect people from being offended, it's to protect public order.
But former officers say the police must use whatever means they can to protect the public.
The European Court of Human Rights talks about a right to life. The European Court of Human Rights also talks about freedom of speech. Sometimes the two can clash, and that makes it a very difficult decision. The police will have to decide, will they use their powers under the Public Order Act to take the necessary decision? It isn't always going to be popular. It's one they have to make, thinking on their feet and with no hindsight.
Sussex police wouldn't discuss their interpretation of Section 5, but asked, for consideration, what do you think the reaction may have been from the Christian community if the sign said, Christianity is an evil, brainwashing cult, and 40 masked protesters were putting this view forward? Would they have been harassed, alarmed, or distressed? Possibly, probably. Those masks again. In case you're wondering, the protest group called itself Anonymous and is styled on Alan Moore's legendary comic V for Vendetta, later turned into a film. Set in a post-nuclear world, V is a revolutionary on a mission to bring down the government. Anonymous began as an online collective, now they want to bring down Scientology. They've appointed themselves guardians of free expression on the web.
Why don't they tell their followers when they're getting in, this is what they're getting into? Most UFO cults are quite proud of being UFO cults.
But they're not alone in accusing Scientology of brainwashing new recruits, something the Scientologists hotly deny. And for the police and legal profession, this issue is bigger than Scientology. It's another skirmish in the battle over how to police Britain's faith communities and those who oppose them.
Greece, Tunisia. A short time ago, the Church of Scientology gave us a response referring to the protesters group called Anonymous. They said the allegations of Anonymous are outrageous and false. These individuals make it very clear, while hiding behind false identities on the internet, that their sole intent is to harass. It's Anonymous that has repeatedly attempted to suppress free speech through assaults on church websites so as to prevent internet users from obtaining information from the church. They've also extensively engaged in other forms of harassment. Coming up on More4 News, forced marriage among Muslims is at crisis levels, the words not of Islamophobes, but of a panel of senior Muslim clerics.